back with another YouTube video. This video is called 5 Most Disturbing Cases of Real Found Footage.
On January 8, 2005, a man named Martin discovered a mysterious package in his mailbox. Confused, he brought it inside and opened it up. Inside the package was a single item, a videotape with no label or note to
Let me guess,
explain
he
its
watches it.
contents. Curious to see what was on it, he put it in his
As I
camcorder
said.
and pressed play, and the footage he found on it was shocking to say the least. It contained a nearly hour-long video of a man describing the violent things he was about to do, how he was going to lure his victims, and the makeshift devices he was going to use.
I'm not trained.
Bro, it's so
Butcher
cold in my
methods,
room right now.
Which is what I'm gonna have to make do. I got my drill here. The reason why it's got this padding on it is just to try to silence it a bit because I'm in an apartment. I got gags, socks, got lots of duct tape.
An hour-long video of just how he's gonna torture people is kind of insane.
Rather crude implements, I think can work wonders, especially if it's used in the right way.
However, while the content itself was extremely grim, what disturbed Martin more was the fact that he personally knew the person on screen. This wasn't the manifesto of a serial killer planning to take innocent lives. Instead, it was the final message of Martin's close friend, Ricky Rodriguez, a man who was tormented
Nobody
by a
say
cult
anything
from
in
the
the
moment
comments.
he was born. He eventually managed to escape the cult and
If you
was
know,
now
you
planning
know.
to take revenge on the people who did unspeakable things to him for all those years. He recorded this hour-long video and mailed it to his few friends and family so
I
they
think the thing that makes this creepy is that this is real footage,
find
like
it
of
and get all
actual
the answers
cases.
about what he was about
So,
to do and why.
I am making this video, well, for many reasons, I guess. I suppose the main reason is that I want there to be some record of the way I feel, my ideas, just who I was, really.
Ricky's story began 30 years earlier on January 25, 1975, when he was born as the first child of Karen Alva
my dog's
Zerbe.
trying to walk under my
Karen was a
desk.
member of a cult called the Children of God, which used Christian
He was in a
language to lure in
cult?
young, impressionable minds, often teenagers,
Come on
and
now.
molded them to its sick and perverse ideals. 2 years after Ricky's birth, he was adopted by the cult's leader, David Berg, who presented himself as the Chosen One. David changed the cult's name
This
to
is
the
strange.
Family and declared
Not
Ricky
normal
to be a
videos
religious
I'd react
herald,
to.
granting him a special
Definitely
position in the
different.
organization. However, while he was treated like royalty by the other members on the surface, behind closed doors, Ricky was the victim of vile acts no child should ever have to endure. David not only encouraged these acts, but went as far as to write a whole book about everything he and his followers did to Ricky, called The Story of DeVito. This abuse continued for many years, but
What
as
does that
Ricky
dude
got
look like
older,
that?
he became aware of David's lies and manipulation.
That
Then,
dude
in
looks
1999,
weird.
he finally managed to escape the cult with his girlfriend Alexia Manuel by faking a visit to the cult's compound in Mexico and fleeing to the US instead. Reintegration into society
So he got away
after
from the
24
cult.
years in an isolated cult was anything but simple. But Ricky somehow managed to pull through and secure a job as an electrician. He also married Alexia and later moved to Tucson, Arizona due to his work. Unfortunately, no matter how hard he tried to move forward, the nightmare he escaped continued to haunt him. David had passed away in 1994, and the cult was now under the supervision of Karen Zerbe, Ricky's mother. And while the cult had managed to escape legal repercussions by mainly operating overseas, Ricky knew that there were still countless children suffering the same fate as him. So, in January of 2005, he decided enough was enough and took matters into his own hands.
Oh, so he's
Which
getting
brings
back
us
at
to
the
video
people
he
in the
recorded
cult.
and then mailed to a handful of close friends and his wife. In it, Ricky mentioned his ultimate goal, which was to bring down the cult all on his own. Beyond that, a part of this was also about getting revenge for everything that was done to him.
There's this need that I have. This need, it's not a want, it's a need, and I wish it wasn't, but it is. It's a need for revenge. It's a need for justice. Because I can't go on like this.
In this video, he also laid out his plan for accomplishing this goal. He'd apparently gotten in contact with his previous nanny, Angela Smith, who was among the group that tormented him during his time in the cult. He was going to invite her over for dinner at his apartment in Tucson and make her tell everything she knew about the other members' whereabouts by any means necessary. And that's exactly what he did. On January 8th, after mailing copies of his recording, he invited Angela into his home and proceeded with the plan. It's
Bro,
unclear
what?
what information he
I don't
managed to
think
extract
he
from her
invited
before
her over
taking her
for
away.
dinner.
He
Just
then
saying.
got into his car and drove to Blythe, California. There, he rented a motel and called his wife to tell her about what he had done and what he was going to do next. However, despite the meticulous planning, Ricky ultimately couldn't follow through with the rest of his plan. On the morning of January 9th, authorities found his car in a parking lot just a few miles from the hotel he was staying at. Ricky was found inside the car as well, where he had taken his own life. And while this was tragic news for his loved ones, it was
kinda
hardly
crazy.
surprising for his wife. You see, Ricky believed that killing the cultists would be
Alright.
his wife. He decided to, as at approximately 6:15 a.m.
Alright, here we go.
On October 4th, 2006, at approximately 6:15 a.m., the Barrie Police Department received a chilling call from a woman saying, "My children are dead," in a calm and quiet voice.
Whoa, what?
The disconnect between her tone and the situation she was describing was extremely unsettling. When asked what happened, she replied, "I don't know, I don't remember." Police officers immediately rushed to the address she provided and knocked on the door of her apartment, bracing for what they might find. The door opened and they were greeted by 31-year-old Frances Elaine Campione.
It's kind of
When the
creepy.
officers asked her about the children she mentioned on her call, she replied in the same disturbingly calm voice, stating, "Yes, they're dead. They're on my bed." As the officers entered the master bedroom, he saw the remains of two little girls, 3-year-old Serena and 18-month-old Sophia, lying on the bed. Both were dressed in clean clothes and were also wearing necklaces and earrings. However, their skin was starting to turn
that's
blue,
wild.
suggesting they might have been deceased for quite some time.
That's
One of the officers
nah.
also noticed a small bruise on Sophia's forehead, and that was it. There was nothing else in the room that could have explained their deaths. But as the investigators looked through Elaine's apartment, they found a camcorder with footage that explained everything. The recording started on a wholesome note, showing Elaine surprising Serena with a new bike on her 3rd birthday on August 8th.
Hi Serena, it's August 8th, 2006. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
This is actually
Happy
more creepy than the
birthday,
videos I
Serena.
usually react to.
Happy birthday to you. Serena's 3 today. Yay! Shall we go to the living room and see if you've got any birthday presents from the birthday fairies?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I have to go.
What is it?
It's a bike.
The next video also showed Elaine and her 2 daughters just hanging around and having fun.
So,
I love you.
what made her, unalive
I
her
love you more than
kids?
that.
So far, everything looked quite normal.
Mhm.
However, the 3rd recording, dated
Oh, God.
October 2nd, was when things started to get weird. The tone of the recordings instantly changed as Elaine suddenly went on and on about their horrible living conditions and the torment her ex-husband Leo and his family had put her through, said all in front of her children.
You can't see through the camera, boo-hoo. Oh, yes, this is a deplorable, horrible, messy, filthy apartment that supposedly my 2 children and I live in, and it's just a horrible, horrible mess. Yeah.
It doesn't look that
I
dirty.
think Diego Campione is totally in the wrong, and I hope he burns in hell for all his sins. The same as
okay.
Leonardo. All I wanted to do was take care of my 2 little girls and live happily ever after the 3 years of physical, emotional, and mental abuse that I endured tremendously by Leonardo Campione, and then the past year from Anna and Diego Campione, the mental and emotional abuse, which wouldn't stop, and I had CAS keep
Bro, what is she
bringing these
talking?
2
What is she
people
yapping
into my
about?
life over and over again when I kept telling them the amount of mental
She's
and
recording
emotional
a
abuse
rocking
that's
chair
causing
just
my
yapping.
3-year-old daughter Serena and I and Sophia. It was horrible and uncalled for, and I want justice for my family for what they have all done to us. I cried out for help. They should have.
Oh, okay.
Leo was apparently extremely abusive, both physically and mentally. He prevented her from contacting her parents and at one point even kicked her in her stomach while she was pregnant. This resulted in Leo getting charged with domestic violence.
Why are you
and
under
the two
my
getting
desk, bro?
divorced. However, at the time of this recording, Leo was starting to turn things around and was engaged in a legal battle with Elaine over the
Bro,
custody of their
okay.
daughters.
I've got to
This
look at
took
this.
an immense toll on Elaine's mental health.
Bro
She
walked
was already quite
underneath
unstable
my
and had
desk.
been to the psych ward twice
Go
in
that
the
way.
past couple of years. But according to her mother, the custody battle caused her to lose it completely and developed severe paranoia. She became
I mean,
worried
yeah,
that
she
Leo
was
would one
yapping
day
into
show
a
up
camera
and
while
forcibly
recording
take their
a
daughters
rocking
away.
chair.
Then,
Kinda
on October
went crazy.
2nd, after ending this recording at 8:39 p.m., Elaine did the unthinkable by taking the lives of her own daughters.
That's
Then
insane.
recording a haunting confession that investigators discovered on the same camera.
Bro, what?
Recording this because Leo, there, are you happy? Everything's gone. You wouldn't give peace. You wouldn't tell the truth. I begged. You even had Stacy not believing me, telling her I had to sign papers when I didn't. I went to victim witness to get the truth. Trying, begging everyone the truth. How you beat me 3 years behind closed doors, beat me when I was pregnant with Sarah.
That's insane.
You didn't care about our babies. You didn't care about me. You cared about yourself. You wanted to win. You won. Are you happy? How does it make you feel?
That makes no. I mean, what? I'm so lost right now.
How does it make you feel? Because it doesn't make me feel great.
All right,
This-
next one. See, she's just yapping.
With the found prison with the poem serving as crucial evidence against her. She was ultimately sentenced to life in prison.
Don't mind
with the
background noise,
possibility
my
of
dog
parole
is
after
tweaking.
25 years. Years ago, the Bureau of Land Management published a public service announcement dubbed Stay Out and Stay Alive, educating viewers about the countless dangers of exploring abandoned mines, including the very real risk of cave-ins, volatile explosives, wild animals, and entire sections without oxygen. However, the most chilling part of the video was the story and the
Oh, it's
accompanying
actual
found
trespassing
footage
footage
of an accident that
in
had occurred years
98.
earlier. On July 4th, 1998, a group of young men found an abandoned mine in Nevada and decided to explore it for fun. Though, surprisingly, the boys seemed acutely aware of the mistake they were making right from the start.
As you see Briz pointing out, stay alive. It's a good point, but we're not too smart, so we're gonna go anyway.
The footage is wild. I
Yet
thought
the
the
allure of
quality of my
exploring a
camera was
place
bad.
untouched for decades was too tempting for them to ignore. However, the deeper they went into the mine, the more dangerous it became, with the boys walking over sketchy wooden bridges to continue their journey. They even found
Don't go down
signs of
that
the
ladder.
mine
Hold on.
caving in, but chose to ignore those signs just to venture deeper.
If you look at all this, there's lots of rocks and stuff that have fallen from the ceiling, which indicates that probably a good idea to be walking this way. And, well, they've already fallen, so they're not gonna fall again. Well, there's more to fall still.
An important thing to keep in mind is that these weren't professionals with prior experience of safely exploring abandoned mines. This was just a group of boys looking to do something cool.
Bro's
and
got a
fun the
hard
adventure.
hat on, and he
They
thinks
could have
that's gonna
easily plunged to their deaths
that's
down
gonna,
1,000-foot
protect
mine
him if
shaft
the
or got
whole
lost
mine
in a
just
miles-long
collapsed while
maze
he's
of
in there.
tunnels, which started looking more and more likely as time went on.
Stupid.
Yeah, we gotta remember where we're. Okay, we got out here.
Who painted these X's and stuff? Grant. What do they mean? Dead ends and stuff. Okay, they're all got an X on. We can go this way. That one's got an X. But it's also got that. What does the diamond mean?
Where's that go?
Goes down.
Along there.
Ooh, that's not a little. Well, it'd be kind of hard if you slipped and fell. You could catch yourself before you actually fell down there.
Not if panic set in and you scream like a little girl.
Toxic gases and radioactive elements could have also caused serious health issues down the line, if not immediately.
Yeah, let's see all of these
Fortunately, they
warning
somehow managed
signs.
to avoid all of these dangers and make their way fairly deep into the
Let's
mine.
see all of these
Only then
warning
they
signs
came
and not
across
turn
something
around.
that could have ended all of their lives in one fell swoop.
Got them pipes. Oh, wow. We have to climb that?
Yeah, don't everybody get up.
I got
You're gonna need the lucky one to fall.
This is going to America's Funniest when somebody falls. That's a good idea. Alrighty. Oh,
That's-
the table. Don't touch that.
No.
While crossing a sketchy section of the mine, one of the boys noticed a rope dangling down from one of the wooden beams and immediately became curious about whatever was down there.
It's down to the main shaft.
Wow, so we're climbing down this rope.
Yeah. How far down?
How are we getting out of it?
Climbing up it.
I see.
That's
They had little rope climbing experience between them.
What? Okay.
However, they didn't let that stop them from accomplishing their desires.
Some people just
The guy named Adam decided to be
don't
the
need to
first one
explore
descend,
things because
resulting in this.
How far down does it go?
All the way down to that ladder. See where it's going down?
they can't. No, they can't. They can't have more of an IQ than 10.
I am. About 300 feet. You don't like to break up. You don't like to... Put it like he's doing it in your mouth. Yeah. I don't like to do that. Is it off now?
No, it's not. How am I gonna get this thing down there? Yeah, but how am I gonna get back up? I don't have.
Take that. Give you my belt. Strap it on.
Adam! Oh! Adam! Oh. Adam! Yes. Adam! Oh, God.
He fell.
Oh, God. Somebody help. Adam!
The rope Adam chose to trust was completely worn and gave way shortly after putting his weight on it. This caused him to plunge 65 feet down a dark mine shaft and lose consciousness.
Bro snapped a rope.
Luckily, none of the damage he took on his way down was immediately lethal. He was still breathing. His friends were able to find an exit and contact the authorities, who eventually rescued Adam after an hours-long rescue mission. Ultimately, them escaping the mine without any casualties was nothing short of a miracle. The mine shaft could have easily been over 100 feet deep, or Adam could have just as easily hit his head on the surrounding wall. Both of these scenarios would have resulted in his death.
I mean, I seen
What's
the
even
rope.
worse is
I
that
didn't
the
see
whole
him
group
fall,
could
but
have
I seen
gotten
the rope,
stranded
you
in
know,
the
just
shaft
snap.
if the rope broke when the last person was going down. With no way to contact the outside world, the group would have likely died of starvation.
See the rope just
Fortunately, they were able
fall?
to walk away from
It's
this
kinda crazy.
terrifying experience with just a few broken bones along with cuts and scratches. On the 25th of February 2022, the Perea Fuel Company hired maintenance workers to reopen one of the underwater pipes connecting their oil unloading dock and refinery. The operation team included 5 men: Christopher, Kazim, Yusuf, Rishi, and Faisal. They were going to use a pressurized habitat to inspect the pipe and make any necessary repairs. However, shortly after entering this habitat, all 5 men disappeared from the worksite, leaving those on the surface to wonder what could have happened.
they
It
just
wasn't
vanished.
until rescuers found footage from a GoPro mounted to one of the divers' suits that the full truth came to light. The footage showed the
Oh,
men
God.
struggling to open the valve keeping the pipe shut, prompting Kazim to go get a wrench. He returned to the habitat and handed the wrench over to his co-workers. But then, a few seconds later, this happened.
What?
The moment the valve was opened, its low pressure created a powerful vacuum. Water rushed into the habitat, while the pressurized air violently forced everyone into the pipe. All 5
Oh,
of the
they-
men were forced into the 30-inch wide pipe, faster than they could blink.
They got sucked into the pipe.
After tumbling through the metal pipe at violent speeds for a minute and a half, they came to a stop at a section containing a small air pocket, just enough to keep them alive, allowing them a brief moment to find their bearings and assess the gravity of their
That's
situation.
wild.
All of them were barely breathing, and one of them had also injured his leg. And while the air pocket was keeping them alive for the moment, it wasn't going to last very long. So, with no other option, the 2 men at the front, Christopher and Faisal, started moving forward in hopes
So
of reaching
they
the pipe's
had to-
end and getting help for the other 3.
They had to crawl
But
through
after
the
making
pipe.
their way through several flooded sections, Faisal lost hope and refused to go any further. This left Christopher to continue alone, and ultimately reach the end of the pipe, where he was eventually pulled out by rescuers. Unfortunately, the same did not happen for his 4 co-workers. Days passed, and the rescue efforts were slim to none, eventually leaving the other 4 to die in that cramped metal tube.
What?
The company's CEO later defended this decision, stating that
I'm not gonna lie, that's wild. I know these are different videos than what we normally, react to, but honestly, it was kind of more creepy. Anyways, W YouTube video. We did hit 100 subs. That is an absolute W. I appreciate every single one of y'all. This will be posted tomorrow on Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll post another one. I'll probably go back to the normal videos. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Crap! Funny! You know, looks like Diddy got on a Ozempic or some shit. Oh, whoa, bro's getting